the land acknowledgement. One moment. Associated Students recognizes and acknowledges that the first people of this ancestral and unceded territory of Fernandino Tataviam Band of Mission Indians that is now occupied by our campus of California State University, Northridge, honors their elders past and present, and the descendants who are citizens of the Fernandino Tataviam Band of Mission Indians. Associated Students recognizes that the tribe is still here, and we are committed to lifting up their stories, culture, and community. I'll now hand this over to Government Secretary Moss for the roll call.
Vice President Khan,
Here.
Senator Aronson,
Here.
Senator Flores,
Here.
Senator Gavino,
Here.
Senator Jimeniano Aragon,
Here.
Senator Harris, Senator Covenia, here, Senator Miyoshi,
Here.
Senator Nunez,
Here.
Senator Olgun, Senator Perez, Senator Pulliam,
Here.
Senator Radionov,
Here.
Senator Weta,
Here.
Senator Shirzadi,
Here.
Senator Toledo Carranza, Senator Tran.
Here.
We have a quorum.
Thank you. We'll now move on to the approval of the agenda. Is there a motion on the floor? Senator Aronson.
I move to approve the agenda for today's meeting on October 21st, 2024.
Thank you. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Flores. Any discussion on the approval of today's agenda? Okay, seeing none, we can take this to a vote. All in favor of approving today's agenda, please raise your hand. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. We'll now move on to the approval of the minutes. Is there a motion on the floor for the approval of the minutes from October 14th, 2024? Senator Shirzadi.
I move to approve the minutes of October 14, 2024.
Thank you. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Gavino. Any discussion on the approval of the minutes from October 14th, 2024? Seeing none, we can take this to a vote. All in favor of approving the minutes of October 14, 2024, please raise your hand. Motion passes unanimously. Thank you. We'll now move past special presentation into open forum. Open forum is intended as an opportunity for any member of the public to address the Associated Student Senate regarding any issues affecting CSUN students. Speakers are allowed 3 minutes each to speak. Please sign in using the clipboard for minute recording purposes.
Good morning, everybody. For those of you who don't know, my name is James Forrester. I serve as the AS Programs Manager. I'm just here to give you all a quick update about some of our events that we have going on this week. So as always, we have 2 events going on this week. First one is this upcoming Tuesday, the Farmers Market will run from 10 to 2. This week's Farmers Market is also our second refill and repair market. So if any of you are planning to bring any clothing items or bags or things like that to get repaired, tomorrow would be the day to do that. As well as if you have any jars that you want to refill, soap, shampoo, conditioner, etc., we will have those services there for free for any student from 10 to 2 o'clock. So come on out to the farmers market tomorrow to check those events out, or that event out. Also this week on Thursday, we are having our Soul Fest event. Our Soul Fest is an event that took place, I want to say 2018, 2019. It's been a while since it's been here on campus. It's basically a free outdoor concert in a way. We have some local artists that are going to be performing. We have some vendors, photo booth geeks, things like that as well too. So it's a cool opportunity to come out, listen to some music. That event's actually going to be taking place from 2 p.m. to 6 p.m. Trying a little bit of a different time slot here, trying to catch students in different times. So from 2 to 6, Soul Fest, that'll be out on Sierra Lawn, kind of in front of the library area. I encourage you all to stop by, tell your friends, tell your classmates about it as well too. Again, free music, awesome vendors, things like that as well. So it's been pretty cool. Jumping ahead to next week, next week's Farmers Market is going to be our annual Pumpkin Fest Farmers Market. It's a collaboration with the University Student Union. We'll be giving out as well close to about $6,000 worth of free pumpkins to students for you to come and attend our makeshift pumpkin patch and things like that. So that'll be a cool event looking forward to for next week. And then I also just wanted to give one special shout out as well. So tickets for Big Lecture just recently went on sale. We just announced. So Josh Peck will be coming to campus on November 14th at 7 p.m. in the Plaza del Sol Performance Hall, which is right up above us, basically to the left. So again, that is at 7 o'clock that's a Thursday. Big Lecture with Josh Peck. Tickets are free. You can pick up your ticket at the ticket office right over here. And if you have any questions, just you know where to find me or let me know. Thank you all.
Thank you, James. Is there anyone else here for open forum? Okay, seeing none, we can move past open forum into reports, starting with mine. Good morning, everyone. Glad to see you all here today. I don't have that much to report. I guess the density of my report will be about CSSA, which we were at this past weekend. But I'll first start off by saying, Vice President Khan and I, we had the chance to meet with the Provost Kamaraju, last week again, which was great. We have around, I think around like bi-weekly to monthly meetings with her and the Vice Provost. So it's really great to hear their updates on what they're working on and whatnot. And then, secondly, I attended my first academic calendar committee meeting. So this is the calendar that runs the year. So it's a pretty intricate and I don't know, somewhat of like an identity crisis type of committee to be in. You're like, they're just talking about, oh, let's give the students this day off and not this day. And maybe we'll start school on a Thursday as opposed to a Wednesday. And I'm just like, I'm there making the decisions too. So that's kind of exciting. I attended a feminist student association meeting, not a part of AS, just to go as a student. And it was a great time. And I realized that going to like club meetings and stuff and participating outside of AS is a little harder for me because of just my general meeting schedule and stuff like that. But it was really nice to like go and be in a meeting and not be like, "Hi, I'm the AS president. Nice to meet you." I was just like, "Hi, I'm Katie, and I'm just here to hang out." So that was fun. And then I had the chance to meet with Nicole IPAC. She is one of the vice presidents under the community relations realm in administration. We were meeting about the foundation board of directors, and our first meeting is today. And for any of you that don't know what the foundation is, it's another auxiliary organization that is essentially oversees like a philanthropic fund. For the campus. So donors and stuff like that, they go through the foundation board and they have a massive budget, all philanthropic that goes back to the campus, which is really great and super great, fulfilling work to be a part of. And then I had just my weekly meetings, the managers meeting, cabinet meeting, and then my meetings with Vice President Khan and Tim. Surprisingly, those are the only like notable meetings that I had last week. Chill week. But me, Vice President Khan, and Chair Saravia all went to the California State Student Association plenary this past weekend. So just came back yesterday at CSU Monterey Bay, which was a really great experience. That is now my second time in Monterey Bay because I went in June for the Panetta leadership seminar, which is fun. The weather was great. I was told that this is their summer. So summer is like cold, and then right now is Monterey Bay's summer, which is really interesting, something that we will never see here. But their whole city is on the coast, so it kind of makes sense. We started off the weekend with a leadership development seminar for like around an hour and a half with the CSU Deputy Vice Chancellor for Academic and Student Affairs, Dr. Dilcy Perez. And man, it was a really eye-opening leadership kind of talk. My biggest takeaway is we all get the notion to like find your mentor and find who is your mentor and you should all have a mentor. But she was saying that you should go and find your sponsor. So not your mentor. Your sponsor is the one that's actually going to bring you to the table and give you the opportunities, essentially invest in you. Your mentor is, obviously just someone in your field that you look up to, but your sponsor is someone that will bring you along with them. So that's was really cool and like again, give me a lot of perspective. We had a campus connections meeting, and we usually do it based off of regions, but this meeting we did it off of campus size. So our meeting was with the obviously Northridge representatives, San Diego representatives, Long Beach representatives, Fullerton representatives, San Jose, and Pomona representatives. We discussed a couple things. The first question that we were able to discuss was equitable access, and from what we are told, it's CSUN ready. So a lot of other campuses are also doing equitable access, or they've already implemented a form of equitable access. So it was really interesting to hear their perspectives on the implementation and how it's working for them. Just because it's not only happening at our campus. Since it's a collaboration with Follett, which is a publishing company, they obviously also have contracts with other CSUs. So yeah, it was great to hear their perspective because that's obviously an ongoing conversation in our board. And then the second thing that we were able to discuss, even though there was like 5 other questions, was dining on other campuses. And a lot of other campuses aren't all contracted with Chartwells. We are, but a bunch of other campuses are also contracted with Chartwells. So it's interesting to see their perspectives on how their students like their food and the variety and the amount and if it's, all this stuff. And then Internal Affairs didn't meet this past weekend, but Board of Directors obviously did, and we approved the CSSA policy agenda for 2025. So essentially, this is kind of what's going to be guiding our work. Our policy agenda is kind of just like, here are our goals and priorities. I'm actually going to list the priorities that we have so you all can keep that in mind. And, obviously, if you have similar initiatives, it's important to know that CSSA is also doing that type of work. So priority 1 is addressing the total cost of attendance for students attending the CSU. Priority 2 is ensure students have access to high quality wellness and mental health support services. Priority 3 is to ensure the academic success and holistic educational experience of all CSU students. And priority 4 is foster inclusive engagement for students to find agency in the CSU community. There's more details. I just didn't want to go through the whole thing. But if you have any questions about the policy agenda and are interested in learning more about it, please let me know. I have the document, so I can just send it to you. Lastly, we had a vote for the CSSA Student Trustee Search Committee, which is essentially 6 students, 6 governing members in CSSA that are nominated and appointed by the CSSA Board of Directors to essentially facilitate the whole student trustee search. And if you guys don't know what the student trustee position is, I will obviously make more announcements once the applications open up. But essentially, the CSU has the Board of Trustees, and they're the ones that are, I wouldn't say controlling, but controlling like the CSU and its operations within the chancellor's office. So think of like how we have Senate for AS, the Board of Trustees is like for the CSU. Crazy stuff, crazy positions. And on the Board of Trustees, it's full of like adults and, grown adults that are doing this for their living. But there's 2 student positions on the Board of Trustees that have, as equal of a vote as every other Board of Trustee. And CSSA is the organizing body that essentially not appoints them, but I guess puts them together and interviews them and does everything for that. And this term is a 2-year role. So you all have the opportunity to apply at some point when the applications open up. I actually applied 2 years ago and I got an interview. Obviously didn't get that far. Yeah, it was a great experience. It's a huge role. And I guess what I'm trying to say is, so there's 6 people. I'm on that committee now. So I got appointed to be on that committee, which is great. And essentially all the names that we come together and decide on based off of the pool of candidates that we receive, we send to the governor's office, so Governor Gavin Newsom, and he makes the final decision. So cool stuff. Very cool stuff. And it's a 2-year term. I already said that. And And then that's honestly it. I just have some reminders and that's it. The last day to register to vote is today. So if we're not online, no, I had it written. Online at 11:59. Please do that. Please let your constituents know. Today is the day. And then annual budget filing for the fiscal year. I don't know if I think Chair Ponce might have mentioned it last meeting, but I just saw something about it and I wanted to make the announcement here. The annual budget filing for the fiscal year 2025-26 opened on October 14th, so last Monday, and then closes on December 6th. I know a bunch of you guys are in clubs, and a lot of those clubs have a budget within AS, or you just know people that have budgets within AS and whatnot. So let your people know. Closes on December 6th. I'll be attending the Graduation Initiative Symposium next week from Monday to Wednesday. So I will not be at Senate. Vice President Khan will be chairing Senate. And I will not be at the standing committee meetings that week. I will send an email, just to remind everyone. And also if I have any meetings with you from Monday through Wednesday, we will have to reschedule, but I will email you all to reschedule. So that's exciting. And then last thing, the Dodgers are going to the World Series. That's exciting. That's really exciting. So, yeah, go Dodgers. No New York Yankees fans in here, right? Sorry, you moved here. Yeah, that's it. Thank you everyone for being here and have a great week. Are there any questions on the president's report? Senator Perez.
Permission to be recognized.
Granted. Senator Toledo Carranza.
Permission to be recognized.
Granted. Senator Harris.
Permission to be recognized.
Granted. Senator Olgan.
Permission to be recognized, please.
Granted. Senator Radiono.
Point of personal privilege.
Granted. Wow, so many questions. Thank you all for your questions. Okay, no actual questions? That sucks. Okay, fine. All right, we'll move on to the Vice President's report with Vice President Khan.
Good morning. Today the high is 85 degrees. Isn't that exciting?
No.
Yes. It's my turn to speak. President Karum basically covered everything meeting-wise that happened last week that I would report on. So I'll concentrate on CSSA for my report. It was very nice being able to travel to Monterey Bay's campus. It is fairly young. It's 30 years old this year, which is kind of crazy to me. However, it was cold the whole time, so I'm still like defrosting from that. And they consider it their summer. So I sat on System-Wide Affairs as vice chair, and during System-Wide Affairs, the main portion was discussing Title IX implementation. So we had representatives from the CO's implementation team come in and present a little bit, but they actually opened up the discussion more for us, the 23 campuses, to kind of report on what we're seeing on each campus in regard to Title IX and the Office of Equity and Compliance. That was very interesting to hear where all the different campuses are coming from. There's several different ways that campuses are responding to the Coase and O'Connor report. And if you don't know what the Coase and O'Connor report is, the CSU kind of is audited the right word? Audited about their Title IX implementation. And several CSUs were not up to par with where they should have been in their implementation. It's actually a very lengthy report. So I think they have like a too long, don't read version. Definitely check that out if you're interested. So that's the reason that this is such a pressing discussion right now, because we want to make sure that students are feeling the changes that are being made. There was also a discussion about a system-wide solidarity movement, which I'm going to bring up very briefly. And then next week, hopefully, I'll have a discussion item on the agenda for us to actually discuss, because this is going to open a lot of doors for thoughts. And I do want to be respectful to the agenda. There were a lot of mixed feelings about how to go about a system-wide movement that involves 23 campuses and almost 500,000 students. So with that, I'll leave that till next week because it was a very lengthy discussion. And next month, the CSSA president, Isera, he'll actually be establishing an ad hoc committee that is going to be focusing on something like this if we decide to go about it. And the discussion item will be for your input on how you think the CSSA should go about this. Other than that, CSSA was really fun and it was nice to connect with the other campuses. Looking ahead, the Council of Chairs will be meeting this Friday. Exciting. However, the actual excitement will be at Soul Fest, like James brought up. I will be there. I'm very excited. Some reminders. I just want to clarify that you can still register to vote in person after today. You can go in person and register to vote. So don't be discouraged if you're like, if tomorrow comes and you're like, shoot, I didn't register to vote. You can still do it. I haven't had access to my email since Friday, just like a mini announcement. IT's been doing some behind the scenes work, so I'm not ghosting you if you've emailed me and I haven't replied. Like, I genuinely cannot get in. Thank you, IT, for doing whatever you're doing, but please give me access to my email back. I would appreciate it. I'm just kidding. Take your time. With that, me saying I don't have access to my emails, please reply to your emails when you get them. There's been a lot of important things going out. For example, I brought up the Title IX discussion, which I sent to everybody on the board and all the chairs, and I got this many responses. 4, and there are not 4 people in this room. There's a lot more. So that was a little bit disappointing that not everybody wanted to be engaged or ignored the email that was sent. And then also check your Basecamp. Basecamp notifications should be going to your email anyway, so it kind of goes hand in hand. And I wanted to close by kind of reiterating something that the chair of system-wide said during her report, that it's our responsibility as liaisons on our campus and all of like our duties to represent our student bodies properly and respectfully by giving your input from your constituents. All of us need to make sure we're engaging with our campus because we are very, very privileged to be in these positions, and we don't take advantage of the fact that like you can get your voice out there and represent a very massive student body just by engaging with these like avenues you have to make your voice heard. My door is always open. Come by anytime. I would say you can call, text, or email me, but maybe not email for a minute. But yeah, y'all have my number. Thank you.
Thank you, Vice President Khan. Any questions on the Vice President's report? Okay, seeing none. We'll now move on to the Chief of Staff's report with Chief of Staff Ramos.
Good morning, everyone. I'm happy that it's hot again because last week when it was cold, I got sick, so I did not enjoy that. Anywho, and because I was sick last week, my personal report will be quite short. Alrighty. I had a one-on-one meeting with President Karoom. We discussed our office expectations list for our next cabinet meeting, and then discuss future projects that we'll be working on, such as winter training and a winter retreat. So we should all look forward to that. Yay. We also talked about the importance of attendance. This also applies to all of you. Please show up to your office hours on time, and please show up to your meetings on time. That would be much appreciated. Thank you. It is part of your position to show up on time and within a timely manner. Anywho, I will also be having my monthly one-on-one meetings with the cabinet this week, and then I will also be collaborating with Ruby to fill up cabinet positions. That is all for me. And then as for the chair of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion, the DEI shirts have been submitted to the DEI marketing team. And then as for the DEI week planning, tables will be the different cultural clubs on campus. Dancers will perform on stage. They will be incorporating members to break out into sections, and DEI events will be from Monday through Thursday. Other days will include deaf and hard hearing focus and exploring mental health and Arab American students. As for new business, there will be a discussion on whether to replace the DEI week name. And then the DEI guide website has been submitted and updated, which is really cool. There will be a focus on first generation events, particularly with stickers. And he submitted a marketing request for upcoming events. There is also a one-day cultural event on Tuesday in the Northridge Center if you guys are interested in attending. That is all for Chair of Diversity, Equity, and Inclusion. And as for Chair of Legislative Affairs, last day to register or check your registration online is today. So please check up on that. CSUN is in fifth place amongst the CSUs for California Ballot Bowl. Please keep encouraging students to check their registration today. Early voting will begin October 26, 2024 at Redwood Hall, RM 180. You can also begin registering, sorry, I cannot speak today, to vote on October 26, 2024 in person. The Lobby Corps created a video to promote the big party. Please put it on your calendars. Please, please, please do that. Next Lobby Corp meeting is October 21st, which is today, from 1 to 2, and we'll finalize details for big party, which will be on November 4th if you guys are interested in attending. It should be a really fun party. Alrighty, and then she will also continue to email local offices to be part of Big Party, and she will also continue voter registration initiatives with Lobby Corp members, as well as begin more planning and coordination for Big Party. And shout out to the amazing Lobby Corp members, Richie, Andre, Natalie, and Jocelyn. They have been such rocks for election this year, and she couldn't have done it without them. If any cabinet members or senators would like to collaborate on voter engagement initiatives or event planning, please let Kiri know. Fantastic. And then next on the list is Chair for Personnel and Communications. There has only been 6 eligibility checks and 4 appointments. That is for interviews. And then as for her Instagram posts, there will be 2 posts this week. Actually, I was kidding. There will be 3 posts this week, and she will be posting on graphics, and then Senate intro graphics, and then 2 Senate in a minute combined. She will also be making website edits and finalizing projects such as the introduction videos. And then she will also be having a committee with tabling, a tabling committee, and she will be doing a giveaway. And then she's scheduling more interviews, and she's supporting me and Omar and our projects. And then she's also scheduling a group photo. So if she emails you about that, please answer within a timely manner. Thank you. And then she will have her weekly meetings with Ariana on Mondays and communication meetings on Friday. And then she also told all of you guys to please fill out graphic requests to promote your town halls. So please do that if you have not done so. And then next on the list is Chair of Elections. She has met with Audrey, the USU representative for Director of Programs. And then she has also met with Nikaya. Did I pronounce that right? Nikia? Thank you. With Nikia, she is one of her advisors for the Elections Committee. She has also met with AS Marketing, and she told me that AS Marketing is working on the elections official logo for this year, which she was really excited about. She's also collaborating with AS Marketing to help make her ideas into reality. And she's collaborating with Audrey, thinking of ideas for AS leadership and USU Board of Directors for a collaboration event. And then as for the assistant chair of election, she has been attending her weekly Wednesday meetings in her office hours, and she is also collaborating with chair of elections for future projects. And that is all for today. Thank you so much.
Thank you, Chief of Staff Ramos. Are there any questions on the Chief of Staff's report? Senator Radiant up.
Person to be recognized.
Granted. All right, we'll move on to the Chair of Finance report with Chair Ponce.
Hey everyone, I hope you all had a great weekend. I'll start off with the account funds. So under STAR, there is $175,403. In unassigned contingencies, there is $3,327. In the fill fund, there is $15,000. In clubs and orgs travel and clubs and org unassigned, there is $25,000. And now for my report. So Finance 101 session started last week. There hasn't been students going in for Finance 101 in particular, but more students have been coming to office hours since the MIC Leadership Conference, which has been really great. And I'm just looking forward to having more students coming in with questions. The MIC the past week sent out an email to all the clubs and orgs informing them about the Finance 101 sessions and the makeup sessions that the MIC is going to be doing. So that went out. And in terms of Finance Committee, last week we deliberated Revolutionary Scholars requests, and it's on the agenda for today. So looking forward to seeing discussion on that. And today we are welcoming a new Finance Committee member from the AMC College, Nicole Burgess. So I'm excited to be welcoming a new member. And aside from that, just continuing to work on STARS and supplementals and Finance 101 sessions.
Thank you, Chair Ponce. Is there any questions on the Chair of Finance report? Senator Gavino?
Could unassigned contingency be restated, please?
Oh, go ahead.
There is $3,327.
Thank you.
Any other questions? All right, seeing none, we'll move on to our standing committee reports, starting off with External Affairs with Senator Geminiano Erga.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. For last week on the External Affairs Committee, we had the president of the MENA Club attending, and he provided some insights on the Students in Justice for Palestine event. He expressed how the campus makes them feel and regarding some higher ups in the school and what's the relationship with them. So that was great to have some student feedback. We also, and the members, we assigned some parts of the policy in order to revise them. Today, we're bringing them up for discussion to finally start writing that resolution. So I have to remember all of the members to have that ready for today's meeting. With regarding the Executive Order 1043, we're still waiting on some of the future steps. I was also able to attend the Distinguished Alumni Awards, which was an amazing event, and I'm very grateful for the opportunity. I had the opportunity to meet former AS President Sidney Powell and Cheyenne Moshtel. So definitely great to network with them. And congratulations again to Dr. Watkins for his award. Thank you.
Senator Geminiano Aragon, any questions on the External Affairs report? Seeing none, we'll move on to the Internal Affairs report with Senator Gavino.
Thank you. Good morning, everyone. Internal Affairs got a lot of work done last week. We have 3 legislative referrals being discussed. That's lower than the week previous. That's because we have multiple amended codes that are going to be going through committee this week. Those are related to changes in expanding committee eligibility for some of our executive committees to first-time freshmen and transfer students, and also expanding the number of lobby corps members. If those codes are passed through committee, then they will be coming to Senate very soon, so that's exciting. Yeah, that's all for me this week. Thank you.
So interesting how everyone picks and chooses which ones they want to clap for. I'm like, oh, are they going to clap? Are they not? Thank you, Senator Gavino. Any questions on the Internal Affairs report? Okay, seeing none, we'll now move on to the University Affairs report with Senator Aronson.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome to week 9. I'm grateful that it's getting a little more sunny because I'm not a vampire, and I hope that it stays that way for the remainder of the semester because we will definitely need it. So, for my committee, we're working on 4 legislative referrals this week. Um, Everybody's really starting to sort of find solutions for their legislative referrals, which is great. Everybody's working really hard. I'm really proud of all of my committee members, and I hope that we get more legislative referrals so that we can work on more. Um, for more of a personal report, I spoke last Tuesday at Empower Your Vote, the event at the Black House. It went great, was able to network with a lot of people and talk to a lot of new voters about voter registration, why it's important to vote for the first time. And yeah, I was able to talk to a lot of people and that was great. So for every Tuesday at the farmers market, there's an organization that I'm a part of called CSUN Act Now. We're basically just a voter initiative trying to get people to really focus on civic engagement on campus and sort of get a more civically engaged community. So we're going to be tabling every farmers market from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m. I have class, so I won't be there much, but my organization will be there. So I would encourage everybody to stop by. There's going to be some great resources, a lot of merch. So yeah, thank you. That's my report.
Thank you, Senator Aronson. Are there any questions on the University Affairs report? Seeing none, we'll now move on to the interim AS Executive Director's report with Tim Shapansky.
Good morning, everybody. I also attended the Distinguished Alumni Awards. That was an impressive event to watch some of our alumni and the work that they've done for the campus community. So makes me want to try harder. So that was good. Couple of things, scholarships. So AS puts out scholarships every year. We give money towards students. We're actually reopening our AS scholarships. It actually reopened on Friday and will be open till December 2nd. And then we'll go under review from December 3rd to the 20th. And then we'll be issuing more scholarships, hopefully, to our students here at CSUN. Internally, we're going, a lot of interviews on my plate the next 2 weeks. Our Children's Center is doing interviews for teachers, supervising teachers, and the assistant office coordinator position, and the sustainability coordinator interviews will start this week. Outdoor Adventures had a good group of students show up for their applications for trip leaders. This position in the organization takes a lot of training. And by the time they become trip leaders, they've done 80 hours of a medical certification. So to have interest up to 30 applications takes us back to pre-pandemic time. So that's really good that students are coming out. They also did a ASL, American Sign Language trip this weekend to Joshua Tree, which went well. And then I will reiterate, go Dodgers. And then the last thing I'll leave you with, as we've kind of gotten over the hill for halfway through our semester, is start thinking about some time management skills for the next few weeks that are going to be coming towards you, between those that are still in your midterms as we move to our final projects, our finals, papers, all of that good stuff. Just make sure you find time for yourself, but using a schedule to help find that balance. And I will leave you with actually one last thing is the campus celebrates Heritage and History Months, and we do celebrations. And this month is the celebration of the LGBTQIA2S plus month. So there are some events that are taking place. If you want to see what events are taking place, you can go to csun.edu/heritage-month, and you can look and see what they're celebrating this month and future months to come. That's all. Thank you.
Thank you, Tim. Are there any questions on the Executive Director's report? Okay, seeing none, we'll now move on to the University Advisors Report with Asia Butler.
Good morning. So we are nearing the end of fall recruitment. This week is our last week for PHC COB. And then we'll start preparing for spring recruitment. I'm happy to report we've made an offer for our activities coordinator for fraternities and sorority life. So once everything is finalized, I'll be making a more official announcement of who that person is. We are going to be working with the USU, Audrey specifically, and the Senior Director of Development for the Division of Student Affairs, Terry King. She served as one of our small group facilitators for the leadership conference. And so she let me know that in our conversations with students, a lot of them had brought up like wanting to know how to engage in fundraising. So we're going to be coordinating a workshop for student organizations to understand like how to utilize the different fundraising opportunities on campus through the foundation. And then also as far as with the USU and Audrey, helping to get the word out about co-sponsorship funds because they really want to make sure that student organizations are utilizing that more. I guess apparently more departments and programs utilize it. So they want to get more students involved with that. And that's it.
Thank you, Asia. Any questions on the University Advisors Report? Seeing none, we'll now move on to the Faculty Advisors Report with Dr. Veda Ward.
Good morning, everyone. I also hope that you had a wonderful weekend. The weather is moderate, I'll say, so everybody should be comfortable. Looking at sweaters, jackets, layers, all those good things. So stay healthy. Research presentations are coming up on campus. So ways in which you can actually direct what you're learning to our campus community. Some of those presentations are sponsored by your departments, colleges, etc., as well as professional organizations. So stay involved with that. I'm sure that as Tim said, you have gotten over the hurdle for your mid-semester exams and papers, and we'll be moving forward with that. Make sure that you get good feedback and feedback in the ways that you would like, whether that's office hours, written, quantitative, or as they say, qualitative feedback, so that you know where you are now and then where you'd like to go for the rest of the semester. In addition to that, remember that when our national election comes up, there's always a role for you and your constituents to be advocates with your regular officials and representatives. Don't leave it all to one election, but rather be a voice that goes on. And that can be taking on those things that you address in class and taking those out to your families and communities as well as your governmental representatives. So be a loud voice, okay? It's not just one vote, but it's an ongoing responsibility. And then finally, remember that we have public-private partnerships. One of the ways that the university moves forward, both academically and in your co-curricular activities, is to get supporters who are out there in our communities. So again, reach out to those public organizations, whether it's through your classes or through your constituents and your family members, and make that connection to our university. And that way we'll all move forward, both academically and on our co-curricular activities. So again, get those sponsorships going. Your voices a lot of times are way more important than ours. So thanks a lot. Have a good week.
Thank you, Dr. Veda Ward. Any questions on the Faculty Advisors Report? Okay, we'll now move past unfinished business into new business. Before I begin asking a motion, I will ask if we can, one, when making a motion, to go individually. because I will also recommend to the board to table appointments 1 and 3 to next week because we're still trying to get them finalized and seeing if they're happening or not. Obviously, we anticipate people to confirm with us at a certain point, but when they don't, we're here. So, if you can just go down individually, and I would recommend again to table Luis Tovar and not 1 and 3, my bad. 1 and 4, sorry. 1 and 4. So Luis Tovar and Gabriela Miranda to table it to next week, please. That is my recommendation. So I will now ask for a motion for the first appointment, Luis Tovar, Upper Division Senator. Is there a motion? Senator Perez.
I move to table approving Louis Tovar as Upper Division Senator to next week.
Thank you. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Pulliam. Any discussion on this motion? Seeing no discussion, we'll take this to a vote. If there are no objections to the motion to table this appointment to next week, it will pass unanimously. Are there any objections? Seeing none, the motion passes unanimously. Thank you. This appointment will be on unfinished business next week. We'll now move on to the second appointment, Maya Kahu, for Communications Committee member. Is there a motion on the floor? Senator Perez.
I move to approve Maya Kahu as Communications Committee member.
Thank you. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Shazadi. Any discussion on this motion to approve the appointment? Seeing none, we can take this to a vote. All in favor of approving Maya Kahu for the Communications Committee member, please raise your hand. All opposed? All abstaining? Motion passes. We'll now move on to the third appointment, Monica Ellis for the Health and Human Development Senator. Is there a motion on the floor? Senator Gavino.
I move to approve the appointment of Monica Ellis, Health and Human
Thank you.
Development Senator.
Thank you. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Flores. Any discussion on the appointment of Monica Ellis? Seeing none, we can take this to a vote. All in favor of approving Monica Ellis for the Health and Human Development Senate seat, please raise your hand. This passes unanimously. Thank you and congratulations to our new appointment. Monica, we're going to do your oath of office right now. Actually, let's do the next appointment, then we're going to do your oath of office. And I'll explain what that is. Okay, our last appointment is for Gabriela Miranda, Executive Assistant to the President and Vice President. Is there a motion on the floor? Senator Geminiano Aragon.
I move to table the approval of Gabriela Miranda as the Executive Assistant to the President and Vice President for next week.
Thank you. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Shazadi. Any discussion on the motion to table this appointment? Okay, seeing none. If there are no objections to the motion to table this appointment, it will pass unanimously. Are there any objections? Seeing no objections, the motion to table Gabriela Miranda's appointment to next week passes unanimously. We'll now do the oath of office. If we can, if there are no objections, we'll move into around maybe a 1 or 2 minute recess to begin the oath of office by Dr. Watkins. Are there any objections to that? Seeing none, Dr. Watkins, this is your time.
Good morning, everyone. Good to see you all, and thank you those who were able to come out to the Distinguished Alumni Awards event. It was wonderful, and thank you again for the great honor and distinction of the Legacy Award. All right, so if you'll stand right there and raise your right hand, we're going to get you real official here. All right, I, and then state your name. I say I, and then state your name. Promise to meet the responsibilities set before me and to uphold the Constitution and bylaws of the Associated Students of California State University, Northridge. I also promise to comply with the policies and regulations of California State University, Northridge, and of the state of California. Monica, on behalf of the faculty, staff, and students of California State University, Northridge, it's my honor to welcome you as a member of this august body. You can take your seat.
Monica, your seat is over here. You can actually come and take your seat right now. You could bring yourself if you'd like, or you could leave us your phone. Point of information, Denise, will Monica be able to vote on our next? Okay, that's what I thought. Okay, I just wanted to make sure. Great. Monica, welcome. You are officially a senator. You will be able to vote on this next new business, and then you can speak at any time now throughout the Senate meeting. Okay, great. So we'll now move on to our last item of new business, which is the Finance Committee recommendations. The first and only one to being to allocate $800 from unassigned contingency to Revolutionary Scholars for speaker fees during film screening. The request is attached to the Senate agenda if you all got a chance to see it. Are there any motions on the floor? Senator Toledo Carranza.
I move to allocate $800 from unassigned contingency to Revolutionary Scholars for speaker fees during film screening.
Great, thank you. Is there a second? Seconded by Senator Flores. Any discussion on this recommendation? Senator Aronson.
So if you look at the recommendation, it says that they're seeking $2,000 in supplemental funding. It says that they're seeking $2,000 in funds to cover speaker fees, but then it randomly goes down to 800, and there's not really any explanation for that. So I would ask if Chair Ponce knows about why it goes down to that. If you could explain a little bit of why that is.
Chair Ponce, go ahead.
Yeah, so they actually came to speak to the Finance Committee, and there was oversight on their end. So they overestimated how many speakers they were going to end up having, and they got funding from other areas to cover the other speakers. So they ended up only needing funding for 2, which is why it's $400 for each speaker.
Thank you.
Thank you for the clarification. Any other questions or discussion? Okay, seeing none, then we can take this to a vote. All in favor of approving the allocation of $800 from unassigned contingency to Revolutionary Scholars for speaker fees during film screening, please raise your hand. Okay, all opposed? All abstaining? Motion passes. Thank you. Okay, we'll now move past information items, discussion items into legislative referrals. We have quite a good amount. Shout out Senator Olgan. Okay, so I'll get started. I'm going to be talking for like 5 minutes. I'm just kidding. Okay, so our first legislative referral was submitted by Senator Miyoshi, titled Increase On-Campus Job Minimum Wage to a Living Wage. The request states, the affordability of college keeps going down every year as tuitions rise at a rate higher than the minimum wage does. Students are underpaid and unable to truly focus on their studies when they have to live with shaky financial stability, necessitating increased work hours that take time away from studying, playing, and resting. According to the MIT Living Wage Calculator, the living wage for one adult without children is $26.63 in Los Angeles, and this cost is only going to get higher. With our current economic landscape, our students need and deserve a living wage. There are not enough scholarships to go around after all. This was suggested to University Affairs, and it will go to University Affairs. Our next one is going to be from Senator Miyoshi again, titled Extended Presence of Crossing Guards Throughout Campus. The request states, there are cases where on-campus intersections and crossings have heavy traffic between cars and pedestrians, and crossing is largely inefficient. Crossing guards greatly help increase both safety and efficiency during these times, but they are not always available at times where their presence is beneficial. I'd like to request extending the presence of crossing guards throughout larger sections of the day to cover the moments where high traffic flow and congestion is unmanaged and often frustrating to get through. This was suggested to University Affairs, and I will send it to University Affairs. Next referral is from Senator Olgan, titled Extension for University Shuttle Hours. The request states many graduate students and those with evening classes face challenges due to the early shuttle cutoff. By extending the hours until 10:30 p.m. or until the late class concludes, we can enhance accessibility and support our students' academic commitments more effectively. This change would help ensure that all residential, in parentheses, dorms, students have reliable transportation to and from campus during critical evening hours. This was suggested to University Affairs, and it will go to University Affairs. My God, University Affairs is going to start working overtime. Next referral is from Senator Olgan, titled Removing Deadline for Medicare Emergency Grant. The request states emergencies are unpredictable and imposing a deadline may hinder access to crucial financial assistance when students need it most. By eliminating the deadline, we can ensure equitable support for all students facing unforeseen crises, fostering a more inclusive and supportive academic environment at all times. This was suggested to University Affairs, and it will go to University Affairs. Next one is from Senator Olgan, titled Dedicated Grant / Financial Support for Graduate Students. The request states, I'm writing to advocate for dedicated financial support in the form of grants tailored to the unique circumstances of graduate students. Unlike undergraduates, many graduate students face challenges such as supporting dependents, limited university aid, and ineligible programs for traditional financial aid like FAFSA, EOP, etc. By establishing targeted support, we can ensure equitable access to resources vital for the academic success of graduate students. This was suggested to University Affairs, and it will go to University Affairs. Next one is going to be from Senator Olgan, titled Changing Tables for All Campus Bathrooms. The request states many students and faculty / staff address the need for changing tables in all bathrooms across our campus. This essential accommodation is not a luxury, but a basic necessity, especially for parents and scholars and caregivers. By ensuring changing tables are available in every restroom on every floor, we uphold our commitment to diversity and inclusion, making CSUN a more accessible and welcoming environment for all members of our community. This initiative is crucial to fostering a culture of inclusivity on our campus. This was suggested to University Affairs, and it will go to University Affairs. Give me 1 second. Throat is drying now. Okay, 2 more. Next legislative referral is from Senator Olgan, titled Increase Lactation Spaces. The request states, students have expressed a pressing need for lactation spaces in every building on our campus, while the Mamava Pod in did I pronounce that right? Okay, thanks. In Braming Hall is a positive step. It is insufficient given the number of buildings at CSUN and the growing population of parents and scholars. To prioritize inclusivity and support our diverse community, we must provide accessible lactation pods / spaces in all buildings. Expanding these facilities will create a more supportive environment, enabling all members of our campus to thrive while meeting their unique needs. This was suggested to University Affairs, and it will go to University Affairs. Last one, titled Removing Word Disability from DRESS Program. The request states, I'm reaching out to propose a crucial change regarding the name of the Disability Resources and Educational Services Program, or DRESS, at CSUN. Instead of using potentially discouraging labels as a program and on its tools that students are utilizing, I suggest renaming the program to reflect inclusivity and support for all students regarding of ability. Names like Inclusive Resources Center, Access and Success Center, Student Access and Advocacy Center, Diverse Ability Center, Access and Ability Center. These words convey warmth and inclusivity, aligning better with our values. By making this change, we can create a more welcoming environment for all students. This was suggested to University Affairs, and surprise, it will go to University Affairs. Senator Aronson, you got a lot on your plate.
We're very happy about it. Thank you.
Hey, absolutely. I mean, I didn't submit them. Great. That is all our legislative referrals for today. Thank you for submitting them, Senator Olgan and Senator Miyoshi. Remember, everyone, to keep submitting legislative referrals. Find some stuff that you don't like or find some stuff you want to advocate for and submit a legislative referral. We'll now move on to announcements. Are there any announcements from the board? Senator Harris.
From the Lobby Corps, we would just like to announce that CSSA has taken a position of support for the Alex Padilla Basic Act, which is very exciting.
Thank you. Any other announcements? Vice President Khan.
I just wanted to acknowledge something Tim said in his report about like time management, and we're getting to this point in the semester where it's hard. That's it. Just I know in the code it says like 48-hour warning, 24-hour warning if you're gonna be late or missing things or something, but like just communicate. I think that's really, really important because I'm playing a lot of like tag with people of like, oh, like, can you reach out to me? Like, and then like I'll reach out to them, vice versa. So just communication is key. I know it says numbers in the code, but we can work past them sometimes.
Any other announcements? Senator Pulliam.
Fun stuff. I was able to take part of the video that Kiri and Lobby Corps was able to do to help advertise for Big Party. Asked me a question, was on the spot. And then also last week I was able to go to a Deaf Seats Onions fundraiser at Bon Bon, which was really good because I was able to like have a conversation with different deaf individuals and hear some of the different like perspectives that they have. And fun stuff, I also got a sign name last week. Yay! For those of you who don't know, like in the deaf community, like a deaf person can give you a sign name, which is basically like a sign that like resembles like it's like that's your nickname. So it's really exciting to get one, and especially since you can't just like give it to yourself. So that was fun.
Thank you. Senator Nunez.
I just wanted to announce that tomorrow Social Behavioral Sciences will have a Meet the Majors event 12 to 1:30. It's for like people who don't like first time freshmen majorly, or like you don't know people who don't know their major and still finding out like what they can minor and major in. So that could be like freshmen or sophomores. I'm excited. We're gonna be there, and the chairs are all gonna be there. The dean's gonna be there. Students, undergrad students will be there with the student panel, which is going to be fun to like engage in conversations and ask questions about that. And there's going to be portos. So if you know any freshmen, sophomores, or people that don't know their major in the social behavioral sciences, tell them to stop by in the Whitsit room 451. Yeah, thank you.
Could you repeat the room?
The Whitsit room, it's 4th floor in 451. It's like the dean's like floor on the 4th floor. It's like not many rooms in
The
there.
4th floor of which building?
Sierra Hall. Oh, sorry.
Got you.
That's main
makes
thing.
sense.
Sierra Hall. It's like dead in there right now. So you get it live for more
Yeah.
students walking around.
Okay,
It's on the roof, right?
great. Thank you. Dr. Veda Ward.
Yes. Big surprise. Halloween, Dia de los Muertos, not a holiday. So make sure you go to class.
Senator Gavino.
For those of you who don't know, October is Filipino American History Month. To celebrate, CSUN's Filipino American Student Association is hosting their annual Students for Filipino American History Month, aka SPAM, showcase this year. This year's SPAM showcase will be Saturday, the 26th from 5 p.m. to 10 p.m. right here in the Northridge Center. I encourage you all to stop by. It's going to be a great event. There'll be vendors, there'll be student performers, cultural workshops, and most importantly, there will be food. So yeah, please stop by. It's going to be a great event.
Thank you. Senator Olgan.
Hi, I just want to let you all know that now student assistants who's getting paid also have their own union. It's called CSU EU, just that if you are not aware of. If you have more questions, you can come and find me. I will give you answers.
Thank you. Any other announcements? Senator Telda Carranza.
Yeah, on behalf of sport clubs, we had a one victory this past week. Men's soccer 3-2 against LMU. So please give a round of applause for men's soccer club. Thank you.
Thank you. Any other announcements? Okay, I will say one thing. Officially, all of the first slots for the open house are full, but whoa, cool. 2 slots, like there's 2 slots. Then you'll be able to go and hang out with someone. And now the people tabling wouldn't have to be by themselves. So keep signing up. There's an empty slot for every hour. Oh my God, I just had it. Give me one sec. It's October 26th, this Saturday. You have office hours next week, or maybe even this week. You can replace your office hours with tabling on Saturday. Super great opportunity. Prospective CSUN students. It'll be a blast. The hours are from 8:30 a.m. to 2 p.m. I can resend. Oh, I see everyone going on the document right now. I can resend the link if you don't have it. Please sign up. It's a great opportunity, and how fun would it be if you could table alongside a good friend, Senator Flores?
Just to add on, I actually work in the office that runs open house. So if you guys have any questions about that event, you can go ahead and ask me. I can put you in contact with the person organizing it. I will also be there all day.
That's perfect. Networking right here. Networking. Okay, great. No more announcements? Going once, going twice. Okay, cool. Then we will move on to final roll call with Government Secretary Moss.
Vice President Khan.
Here.
Senator Aronson.
Here.
Senator Ellis.
Here.
Senator Flores.
Here.
Senator Gavino.
Here.
Senator Jimeniano Aragon.
Here.
Senator Harris.
Here.
Senator Covenia.
Here.
Senator Miyoshi.
Here.
Senator Nunez.
Here.
Senator Olgan.
Here.
Senator Perez.
Here.
Senator Pulliam.
Here.
Senator Radionov. Senator Weda.
Here.
Senator Shirzadi.
Here.
Senator Toledo Carranza.
Here.
Senator Tran.
Here.
Thank you.
Thank you. I will adjourn this meeting at 10:07 a.m. I think that's a world record. That's our record for the semester, I think. Right? I think that's the fastest. Yeah. We'll see. That doesn't count though.